What's up, guys? Welcome back to Railway Empire 2. This is part 4 of the No Espresso Much Depresso trophy. And when you joined us last time, we were well, we'd put steel at Incernia. We have now connected all the way up to here. We're not actually going to be going much further. I think possibly Salerno and Potenza, and then up through San Servo, Foggia, Bari, Taranto, and finishing at Lecce, because that's where our oil is, that's where our gasoline is. So at the minute we still haven't allowed Rome to grow any further. Now Naples is up to 87,000 citizens, which is brilliant. What I've just done is put a warehouse here with wood in it, so that wood can be supplied then to Benevento and stuff like that as well. Literally because I have got a train running all the way from Rome to Naples with goods and goods only, and it's taking mail and passengers back. So once Naples grows and Benevento grows, we can put new businesses there. But the next task is to get to San Servo, and in San Servo, this is where we're going to have our glass factory. And we could put a business in Foglia, where we can look at another commodity that's going to work for us. Now San Servo, hold on, let's have a look. Barry's got meat, so Foglia would be fine for starting to make other goods. Now I think to begin with wood, sawmills, so that we can then look at getting toys. So that is a cracking idea. So let's put that there. So let's get connected to San Servo here. I want to do this pretty cheaply. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the last line there. We're going to keep 6 because I think we're going to have another warehouse somewhere. Always ideal to have a warehouse, isn't it? And if not, we've got the goods lines available to move whatever we need to move. At this point now we're making good money, so it's not an issue. Right, so Naples has now grown, so let's get tools there. So what we now need to do is a new rail line from Incernia. We'll run it down the middle line because it's a goods line all the way to Naples, back up the middle line. Only, and that is going to be 2 trains, and it's going to be steel. And then waiting for goods. Why would you be waiting for goods? Warehouse 4. We're then going to put tools. Now, is that because we're not producing enough steel as a business at the minute? Yes, we're not producing enough steel. So steel will be produced, that is fine. course that will allow us to have more trains running. And why not? Let's have it growing even more. So we're going to connect San Servo to Foglia as well. Right, then we can get wood in. And do we warehouse here at the wood? I think that could be a cracking place to warehouse. And then we can run the warehouse line into this line for both directions. And that's not quite straight. That'll do. Right. So what we'll do is we'll run 4 lines in on either direction. And that just, all that does is allows us to have more trains in the vicinity. We want to, like I said, be right and be right first time. Or most of the time. So we know that's our warehouse line. And that's worked out pretty perfectly, to be fair, guys. Couldn't really be happy with the way it's going. Just hoping it's enough to get this trophy. We should start seeing now a really good increase on the goods being supplied. How's our steel? Have we got our steel train gone yet? No, not quite yet. But we should start seeing now steel. It's going to start being produced. Oh, okay, so we've actually got... So why aren't you taking steel to Naples? It needs it. Oh, it has taken steel to Naples, right. It already has taken steel to Naples. Does that mean we're now taking tools to warehouse 4? Not quite yet, but we also maybe need to look at the goods going into me. It might take tools back as well. That's the other thing. It might take tools back to Rome, which isn't an issue. Because it always gives Rome throwing me the opportunity to have more tools. It doesn't hurt. Benevito's almost growing as well. So with Benevito, we can look at, that's where we'll put our, hold on 1 second. That's where we'll put our handbags, because we're already making the leather. To might not take anything initially, but we're now going to warehouse here, so let's go maintenance depot, warehouse. We've definitely got veg on the line already, so we can put veg to there. This is going to help our cities grow. Couple of trains doing that. Oh look, we've got veg there as well. We've got wheat. Let's get wheat going. We've got olives here as well. Ew, that is disgusting. Play that one then, aren't we? Weave it down the mountain. olives at a stop. There we go. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. The sand servo needs to grow, which it should do. The only problem being we've got pasta there. We need to get connected up to Barry. So we're going to do that via... We might as well do it via the citrus fruits. And then we've got the opportunity to get meat coming all the way through as well. And then what we'll do is we'll go all the way from Incernia to Barry via the other city. It's not too... Say it's not too bad, but look how much it's cost us. Wow. It's been a little while now since I've not been able to afford. Last one. And before we know it, we'll be back to 1 million. Okay, right, let's get some movement now. So let's go new rail line between there. I'm going to make this one the express line first. All the way down to Barry. It's a hell of a line, that. Wow. Unfortunately, this is the side I want the express on. And then we can start looking at good lines. Going down the middle. And once we see some more growth this end, we can get the proper other commodities moving. I said, it's not an easy trophy at all. It's all about making sure you're supplying the right goods at the right time. And in the right way. Oh, we've completely missed San Servo there. Okay, good. Good. Let's see how our tools are getting on. Are we starting to see tools in warehouse 4? Yes, we are, which is always good. And that's really given, you know, a good bit of business to our thingy as well. Seems to be something going on there with why we're not getting, why we're not making enough veg. Are we not making enough olive oil? Is that the... Is that the deal there? Let's get a train on. We're still not making Rome grow, or purposely here. I don't know if we've got enough goods trains running between. So do we increase that to 8 maybe now? Yeah, that instantly makes a difference. So let's just keep checking Rome's goods income. So we're starting to see tools arrive. So the next ones are glassware and tins. And of course we need to do that in a position where it's good for us. So hold on, we've got... What could we do here? Do we do the handbags here simply because we've got access to the leather immediately and we don't have to then transport leather? We can just, yeah, we can do that. That's not an issue. Although leather's not gonna, that's not gonna be needed until 110,000 citizens. But if we put that in the warehouse as soon as it's needed, it will transport. That's not an issue. So San Servo, that is growing. We're not too bothered about them two for now. So San Servo and Foglia are both growing, which is ideal. We could do with getting Benevito connected to Foglia too, but I don't know how I want to do that. So San Servo's up to 27,000. So once that's up to 40,000, we are good. Foglia up to 22 as well. So we're going to let them grow, guys. Right, so that's actually taken quite a bit of time to get Foglia to grow. We're we're going to put toys here. Because we can put leather up here at Barry, which isn't going to be far off growing as well. And then at San Servo, this is where we can put our glass. So we're going to have wood produced there for the toys and leather produced there for the toys. And we're pretty good. Incernia's growing again. And this is where I'd like to be able to put cars. But to get cars, don't forget guys, you need to have researched gasoline and cars as well. So just make sure that you are ready for that. Now, the next plan after that is to start making a track construction from Incernia. And we're going to do it. Why is it not letting us do that? Being blocked by a building. Ah, you are joking me. What building's that? Past the plan. Oh, God. Right, do you know what? Let's purchase that and demolish it. It's a lot of money to lose, but it's in my way, for one. And it's not really making us any money. So let's just think about what we could put here. I reckon olive oil is a really good commodity to have here. It is growing, so I think olive oil would be fantastic there. It's a long way for it to come, but do you know what? Look, we could go directly there and in. So what we want to be doing here is now looking forward and going, right, we need to start making our way to our next warehouse. So we're going to run our track along here like that, and follow round to warehouse number 4, which is around here. It's actually going to let us do that as well. Nice. And we want to be coming in here. So what's too steep? Oh god, yeah, no wonder. Let's get that. Ah, wherever I put it. Oh, we can't even afford it in a minute. Oh, San Servo's grown. Brilliant. So that means we can now put our glass factory there as well. Brilliant. We are now moving, guys. We are now motoring. And we so we can now start going warehouse 4. Let's get in here. So what's the last 2 goods we've just made? Glass and toys. So we can now start getting glass and toys coming this way. So we just need to get that connected. Pull that round there, and then into warehouse number 4, like so. Oh. Beautiful. And then hopefully, all being well and good, we can... Oh, can you see how it's starting to get a little bit jittery? Too close to an existing track. Okay. So where are we at? We can connect to that, that's fine. Where's it not letting us connect to? There. So what we might have to do is just put a little bit like just have a small gap in the track. Oh, come on, it's these tunnels. These tunnels are such a pain. It's starting to get a little bit jittery now, which means we are really filling up the map with the tracks, which is really frustrating because especially when I think the PS5 is quite powerful. Okay, it's not as powerful as a PC, but still, you shouldn't be having this issue where you get to this sort of stage and. So what have we got there? We've got a very small gap there in the middle. Brilliant. Right, so we've now got connection to there. So what we're going to do is a new rail line that goes from Foglia down the warehouse line. Down the warehouse line. And it's a fair old one, this, guys. Now it's not going to do anything as of yet because we haven't actually got any toys being made. But as soon as Barry grows, we can put leather there. And we are pretty good. So as soon as Barry's grown, which can't be far off now. Wasn't far off before. 36, yeah. And we now need to look at getting sand. So let's get sand into Sand Servo. Do. Okay, and then of course coal comes from there, and we'll do it down at this line. There. And that is everything we then need to make sand, to make glass. We then put a new rail line that goes from there. Follow the track, because it's a warehouse track, to warehouse 4. Couple of trains on that as well, and as soon as glassware is being made, that will then be sent to the warehouse, and we then should start seeing glass and toys being sent that way. So as soon as Barry's grown, we'll get the leather on the grow. Okay, we're all good. It's warehouse 2. We're looking for warehouse 4. Here it is. So cheese, we're up to, you know, tools are being made now as well. It's good. It's all good, guys. We are now starting to see a good bit of movement. And that's what we need. How's tools actually doing? Oh, why is the production dropping on tools? We're not getting enough steel? We should be. Are we not getting enough wood? Is that maybe the issue? Because it's got such a distance to travel, is it not getting enough? Should we edit that to 5 trains? Are we making enough wood in Rome? Yes, we are. More than enough. How about our other businesses? Yep, there's wine's actually making. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So let's have a look at our goods trains. Are they now in full flow? Yes, they're not doing too bad now. So the goods are being supplied to there. Let's just check Barry now. That should have grown. Yes. So let's get a tannery there. Just see how that's. We could need to up that to 2 trains now. And I'm hoping that we can put a car industry here. How far are we away from it? Let's put a library here to help the growth. How is the production now? Are we starting to make... We are starting to make glassware now, guys. So that is a good sign. And are we now starting to make toys? Not quite yet. So tannery, yes, we're starting to make. So let's up that by 1. Toys, let's up that by 1. And let's up that by 1. And obviously, because they've got quite the distance to travel, we need to be making sure that we get a good few trains running that way. With the goods. So have we got leather on the way? Yes, we have. So I reckon we now increase the trains to 8. And we also... that's
going to be an expensive line, I think. We could. Oh, it's not going to be too bad. This way. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. See what that's doing, if it's actually taking olives. Yes, it is. Let's get some olives moving. Right, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Let's see if we're getting some toys made now. We are getting some toys made. I suppose, what level do we need toys at? I suppose that's what we've got to look at. Toys is at, oh look at that, 100% pretty much for everything now there. Tools is 80%. Glassware, tools is 100, toys is 105 citizens. So the next one is tins. Now, where can we make tins? Because we obviously need veg, and we need steel. So I think that is probably going to be San Servo as well. So if we can get a really good growth in San Servo, we are going to be absolutely fine. And then the last, I think, so we're going to need cars. And I think the last thing we're going to need is gasoline. So gasoline is going to be all the way up here. But it could be, actually, we just go, well, let's just get it here at Barry. If Barry's going to grow enough, we can make gasoline there, and we don't have to... well, that's wine. Wine would be ideal to warehouse. Right, let's look at warehouse number 5. And this is where it's going to get interesting. And in that warehouse, we're going to want cars, gasoline, sweets, and tins. And we then need to get that connected to the correct lines to come in. So we need to make a decision about where things are going. Incernia it's got to be a place for cars, hasn't it, I suppose? Because we've got the steel there, so we don't have to move the steel, we just need to get gasoline in. I don't think Barry's going to grow unless we get wine moving, so that's probably going to be another job. So let's get that moving. More expense, guys. Oh, I don't know what I've done with that then. That's better. Yes, this looks like it's going to be nice and cheap. Oh yes, a really nice cheap line this is going to be. Awesome. Dear me. Good job we're finishing over here where we've got really good sort of like money. So I reckon we're going to have to warehouse here with wine. We'll just have to do that. The middle line. Middle line. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, so I suppose we should start really now looking at getting Rome growing if we want the other goods to come. So let's get a university. But what we're gonna do here, guys, is manage the population as well. We don't want the population to be massively. You know, we don't want to go to 280,000. We want to be going to 160-ish thousand, and then manage it, and then same again. So what we're going to do here is that to come in from that side, and then we're also going to manage it so that we can. We might just have to go underneath this track and manage it so that it comes out of that line there like that. Beautiful. Can't quite get the 4 gridirons. It's not an issue. That's going to work, and then we'll then feed the other 4 in to the other lines there like that. So we now know that toys will be needed any moment. We need to get tinned fruit or tinned veg, whichever one it is, Cars and sweets. Tinned veg, cars and sweets. And gasoline. So, I think sweets would probably be ideal here because we've got fruits there. We've got wheat there, or we've got wheat there, and we can run that in. Oh, we can do that in from the warehouse. Oh, yeah. That will be absolutely ideal. So, we can connect that up like that. For growth from the warehouse. Quite like that, does it? Oh, it'll do it that time. Oh no. Right, let's fix that. See if that's possible. No, it's not. Okay, so demolish that again. If worst comes to worst, we'll just do it from here. So we now know we can get connected from the warehouse. What is wrong with you now? Wow. Wow. All this for one track. Why won't it work? In fact, that's actually saved me a hell of a lot of money. Starting to get dead jittery, guys. And then we can also do that to that, I suppose. Because why the hell not? From the warehouse. What's this warehouse actually like? Is it running all right? Have we got? Oh, we've got plenty of goods in it, haven't we? Beautiful. Good. So San Servo's still growing. how's the glassware business going? So, do we need more? Coal. Maybe we need more coal, eh? Maybe that's why.
Very good. Another step closer to our goal.
That's why we're not making enough glass. And let's go and check our warehouse. Ooh, what's that got no goods going to? Are we out of goods? Or we're just out of the goods that it needs for growth, I suppose. Let's have a look at Rome now. Rome is up to 109,000. So toys are definitely going to start coming. Glassware is starting to come. Cheese. We need cheese, Gromit. Just start getting difficult now, guys, to actually get everything we need constantly. Salerno will be Salerno. We're going to need to get Salerno connected to Naples, I think, so that we can then get goods moving to the other warehouse. Oh, what was that trying to connect? Can't make a tunnel. How? What length? Oh, why are we making a tunnel like that? This bloody game. How was that trying to make a tunnel there? Trying to put it connected to the side of the route. Now for this one, I think we're just going to go 4. We're going to keep 1 for warehouse and then just 2 lines just for mixed. I'm not really that fussed on this one, because we are starting to now come towards the end of where we need to be. Believe it or not, I think we're starting to see the commodities come in together nicely. So we're going to run. We're going to run along this line here for our mixed one. Just allow it to grow until it gets enough to make sweets. Oh, Insurnia's grown again. So now we can look at going, oh, let's have, ooh, what do we do? Do we do cans or do we do cars? Let's do cars because we then only have to get the gas to us. And if sand servo grows enough, we can then just send steel there. So the next task will be to get up to Lecce, whatever you pronounce it, and we'll put gasoline there. Let's not skimp ourselves. Let's actually do it properly, at least, or to a degree properly. Doesn't take any extra now, does it? We've got the money. Pack it in. So, let's get pack it in game. Starting to get a bit jumpy now, it really is. It's starting to become a bit of a pain. So we're going to go in, I think we'll just go in on this final line here so it doesn't get obstructed by anything. It's just its own little line. Off it pops, see you later. Sorry, we'll do that one the other way around. Let's put a maintenance depot here. New rail line from this. This is not going to grow at all, I don't think. There to there, and we need to think about where our warehouse line was. It was this side, wasn't it? So we're going to run. So we're going to run a new train down this warehouse line. All the way to our newest warehouse. Yes, it's a fair old way, but what other opportunity have you got? You've just got to follow the tracks, and yes, it's going to become a little bit clogged up. But hopefully, with the use of 4 or 5 trains, it shouldn't be too bad. And then we're going to run it into warehouse 5. And then just make sure it runs all the way back on the correct side. And you'll probably find at the minute it's not going to take anything, but we'll put 3. It probably won't. Oh. Let's try that again. And then on this track, we want to be running it down because it's goods, down the middle track. Ooh, it's a fair old way, this. Fair old way. Back on that middle track, guys, all the way. Don't want to be clogging up the lines if we don't need to. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'm doing it because I think it's gonna, it's not gonna clog up the lines. And I've learned from experience about clogging up the lines. Shame it's so far. Right, so now we've got our first bit of gasoline going. Good, 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 and that should now start making cars. So we now then need to put a new rail line from there to there with minimum of 8. It will only take cars anyway. And then from there what we need to do is start looking at our connection from here onwards. So if we're going to go to Rome, we want to go on that line, and if we want to go to further afield, we're going to go on that line there, and that should be the rail line kind of complete. Now we're only really missing 2 commodities now. Tins of veg, which we're hoping at San Servo. Which has only got 5,000 more. And then sweeties over here once that reaches the final one. So a new rail line from where there to Rome. Only enters the warehouse for what? To turn around. Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Go all the way to Rome. Oh. There we go. And then a new rail line from there. I don't think it's going to take anything as of yet. To Latina. Don't think that will take anything either. Mainly because Latina's still not grown enough. Now Rome is up to 132. Okay, so cheese is up to 60%. Leather's at 40%. So we might have to look at cheese and leather, how many more trains are coming. So let's have a look at our train going to the warehouse. So let's increase that now to maybe 4 trains. so that we've got a constant supply. And let's look at the leather. Benevito to warehouse 4. That's not making enough goods, I don't think. So let's increase that. Let's increase that. And then let's increase our trains to, or put a new rail line from there to Benevito. And it only takes pigs. And we could probably put 2 trains on that as well, so that will just constantly take pigs there. Toy production is working now, so even though, oh, mind you, yeah, it's on its way down to the warehouse, so that is good. So to provoke more movement, let's put a university in Latina, and let's also put a university in Checheva. And what this is going to do is just provoke more goods to be made and more trains to be moved. So let's put a new rail line from warehouse there all the way to there. And again, that should provoke some movement. No goods are there at all at the minute, that's fine, we understand that. But gasoline's on the way, we've got 7, so we just need 1 more to come of them. Let's have a look at toys. Let's have a look at this. So, yeah, toys 15 are on the way, leather's on the way, goods are, yeah, all goods are on the way. But I think what we might need to do here is up our Rome trains now, because I just don't think we're taking enough. So let's upgrade that to 4 trains now. And then Salerno, that's doing alright. So guys, we're going to leave this part here now that we're all pretty much set up. We just need San Servo to grow a little bit
tried to turn
more.
their threat into reality, but was caught in time by your security personnel.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need a little bit more. That's gonna be a difficult one to get finished, I think. I'll look at that. Right, so join me in the final part where hopefully we'll get the trophy. Take care. Bye bye.